you all were just talking about interactions with clients in a way that no one in my community was being like honest about.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sid Charisse.
And I'm David Bosher.
And you're listening to Destroy the Hairdresser,
where we teach you to salon differently. By now, our listeners know that we recommend that salons go cashless. And with Aura Salonware, you can now accept only the payments you want. Aura Salonware is an integrated point of sale that accepts both card present and card not present payments. That means cards can be kept on file and clients can use ExpressPay to get through checkout in seconds.
We also coach salons to go gratuity-free, and Aura allows you to hide the gratuity line for those using this method of business. With Aura Salonware, you can future-proof your salon with technology. If you are interested in this type of profit maximization, visit aurasalonware.com/DTH to receive special discounts and promos.
Color inventory doesn't have to be so painful. There's finally a solution, and that solution is SalonScale. We have partnered with SalonScale to make this process more streamlined and simple. The SalonScale app will keep track of all of your color used down to the last drop, and it'll give you a suggested color order list whenever you need it. No more under-ordering and no more over-ordering. Visit salonscale.com/DTH and use code DTH10 at checkout for 10% off. We're here with our first...
We're queer.
With our first guest.
With our first guest in the studio.
This is actually really exciting because we've never had a coach on that works with us, right?
I want to say no, but one of them is going to be like, hello, we were on the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the first.
You're the first one.
I'm so honored.
So, Franky, before we go into like how you work with us and all that, what do you do here in Chicago? You're a resident, that's why you're here local with us. But what do you do here in Chicago currently?
Who am I? I am a new salon owner. So 3 weeks ago, I opened up an 8-chair hair salon, which is fucking crazy.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Called
We Fucking Love Your Hair. Named after my brand, I Fucking Love Your Hair. And
gorgeous.
Yeah. And I'm married to a really rad dude. And we've got a cat. And we just laugh and fucking live life.
I love it.
No.
Frankie's downplaying the fact that she bought the building that her salon is in because she's a badass businesswoman.
And she built a micro salon with a team and then opened this 8 chairs. Like, you just downplayed everything.
I think because it still feels fake.
I know.
A little bit. Like...
She walks around this ginormous building in the coolest part of Chicago, and she's like, this is my salon. Like,
it's so weird. Like, I walk in and I'm like, whose fucking salon is this right now?
It's yours.
Because it also feels like I've worked there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like...
And 2 weeks, all in one.
People are going to want to know, it's called We Fucking Love Your Hair. Your brand before that when you were an independent stylist was I Fucking Love Your Hair. How did the city deal with this? Because you have to register the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then how do you promote the name?
Right. So you can't LLC a swear word. So technically, my business is named Franky LLC. And we just are DBA, the acronym for We Fucking Love Your Hair.
Got it. Okay. And so when you market, you use the acronym?
Sometimes. Kind of interchangeable.
But you don't have a big sign on the salon that says We Fucking Love Your Hair?
There's a tiny paper sign right now.
Mm-hmm. With a QR code.
With a QR code. And also a sign that says, before you knock on this fucking door, we're appointment only. And
or you just try to walk in.
I hope someone gets mad about it. Because legally, my name is Franky LLC, the like Chicago sign permit shit says you only need to fill out a permit if you put your name, your business name, and the logo on the door, which We Fucking Love Your Hair.
So they just keep trying to loophole you.
So I'm like, maybe I don't even need to apply for a permit. That's not real. But no, I'm just like debating.
This episode gets flagged. Great.
I'm debating if I'm going to write fuck on the window. So we might just do the acronym.
If you're on Spotify listening to this, you can answer the poll question.
Mm-hmm.
Should Franky put the F-bomb in her sign publicly or not?
Can someone mark yes for, that's a yes for me.
Okay. It's a yes for me too. I think it's going to be a yes, but we'll let you know the results.
We'll keep you posted.
So Tell us your journey about, you were first a student like all of our coaches. But before you were a coach and before you opened a salon and did all this stuff,
Go way back.
You were working, you hired Sid as your coach, but what made you even hire Sid in the first place?
Oh, so going way, way back. So I found y'all's podcast when it was bleached.
Oh, God.
And I remember I was just like, there has to be something else out there that's not Bumble.
Yeah.
And I remember I liked bleach. And so I typed bleach into Google.
Really?
And it came up?
I swear to God. And
Maybe
that's how I
We don't
found
even
it
do
back.
SEO.
There wasn't even SEO for that. And I found it, and I remember, I don't know what episode it was, where you found it, but it's still
Oh, it's there.
there.
It's there.
Yeah.
She's there. It was, you all were just talking about interactions
Talking
with
shit.
clients
Yeah.
in a way that no one in my community was being like honest about. And I was like, oh, there are other me's out there. And then I listened for a long time, and then I saw when y'all changed your like branding and changed your name, and I must have gone to the website like so many fucking times, and I was like, I'm gonna fill it out. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Get us some water.
I got a nervous thing in my throat. I'm here. So I went to the website so many times, and I don't remember originally if it was like an email or if it was, I don't remember what
It
your
was an email
intake
that went
thing-
directly to me and David at the time.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
filled out an email, it went to me and said,
Yeah.
I wrote one like 3 times and then deleted it and didn't send it.
I'm going to find it.
Oh, the original one?
Yeah.
I'd be so
On it.
curious.
I save everything.
But I think a lot of people go to our website and do that.
oh, yeah.
I think-
I mean, I do that with
I
things.
think, like they hear us and they go to the website and then they kind of investigate
Mhm.
and they're like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And then like something finally hits, I think, in the podcast
And
or what
they're like, fuck it.
and they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm in.
I have like a very like specific thing that happened that made me do it.
What was it?
So the salon that I was working
No
at,
names.
I'm not saying names. I was
I want
having a
names.
really, they were in a new location, and the design of this, like, it was so fucking gorgeous. Like just the lighting was perfect, and like everything looked so beautiful, but like the sound and the functionality of the space was like killing me. And I
Yeah.
was going home every day in tears. It was so loud. I went from working in a salon that was like kind of 3 rooms. Wait, just bump that. I went from working in a salon that had 3 rooms. So all of us were split up into 3 spaces to all working in one space.
Oh, my gosh.
And for like someone who's sound sensitive and
Yeah.
just sensitive in general, I was
It
like,
rocks you.
there's too many conversations and too many blow dryers. And
Are you an eavesdropper like me?
oh yeah.
Like I'm listening to every like we're talking, but I'm listening to every conversation.
You're nodding your head at your client,
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
hearing everything.
My clients, when I like moved into my studio, they were like, oh, I really missed that part. Like you can't hear what anyone else is talking about.
Well, then you start to realize that you're boring. That's really what happens.
You gotta
Or
spice
for
it
me,
up.
it's because I didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
I know it's like not allowed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, now you have to keep it moving.
Yeah, keep all the things moving. And so I went to my boss at the time, and I was like, I'm miserable. I hate it here. I don't want to be disrespectful or rude because I know you put all of your money and time into the space.
Yeah.
And there was another location, and she was like, okay, why don't you go work over at that location and try it out? And I was like, amazing. That sounds great. Not even a week later, I was with a client, and she came up behind me and she was like, hey, so we actually hired someone and they're going to take the chair at the other salon. Is that okay? And it was literally that moment. I was like, when I get home, I'm going to email
I love
this
how I know
coaching
this story and I'm
company.
over here like, but the way you told it was great.
So that pushed you, that was like,
Yeah. I remember looking her dead in her face and I was like, you know what? I really want to stay here. That's totally fine. And I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
1-800 DTH.
it always takes
Help.
That is literally everyone's story. I found your podcast. I listened to it. I went to the website, didn't do it. Something finally tips them over the edge.
Yep.
And then they're in. So that
Yep.
was your,
That was
the
my
moment.
moment. Yeah.
and then obviously we're cutting through a lot, but then you were a student for a long time and you opened up your own.
Yep. And then I
Space.
opened up my own studio. I didn't even know if I was going to do that. I remember telling Sid, I was like, I'm going to go look at this studio today. And she's like, great, let me know how it goes.
I remember this. I think I remember you telling me.
In the middle of pandemic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was right before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it was like, I think I signed my lease maybe like a month before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you go look at a puppy, I was like, let me go look. And then the next thing I text you, I was like, I signed a lease.
I was like, all right, we're doing this.
I was like, and I'll never forget this. My friend Natalie, she owned a studio across the hall. And while I'm in there looking at it, she texts me in all caps, fucking do it.
Oh, I love that.
And it was so great. And I had gone out to lunch with her like a couple weeks before. And I was like, tell me everything. Do you love it up there? Is it great? Is it terrible? Tell me all the things. And I was so, so fucking thankful to have her over there. And then we opened, and then 5 fucking days later, the pandemic happened.
How did you survive the pandemic?
My clients bought $5,000 of gift cards. It was insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
And I didn't qualify for anything. I didn't qualify for unemployment because I quit my job. I didn't qualify for independent workers unemployment because I had never paid taxes to prove that I was an independent worker.
You were an independent worker all of 2 weeks.
I couldn't apply for a PPP loan because I filed my LLC like 5 days too late. But I was also so much imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I feel like that term's like a little overused now, but that's fully what it was. Where I had like hoarded so much money because I was like, what if no one follows me? Like, what if they offer my clients like free haircuts and all the shit that they do?
All the fears.
And so I had so much, I don't want to say like, I had so much money. I didn't have so much money, but I had plenty of money to rely on. Yeah. And I also had a really incredible partner who ironically had a job and a half during the shutdown. Like he was kind of double timing it, where he was like making money consulting and working like a 9 to 5.
What was, when you were a student and you were working with Sid, there's always stuff that students love and there's always stuff that students are like, I'm not going to do that. There's always, any student we've ever worked with is like, there's something that we'll say and they're like, I'm not ever doing that. What was the thing that you loved about DTH? That thing that you were like, this makes so much sense, absolutely. And what was that thing that you learned in coaching and you were like, no fucking way?
I'll answer it next.
Okay. I'm curious what your opinion is. Because for me, I think my answer is the same thing.
So what's the thing you were like?
The thing that I loved and the thing that I hated are the same thing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. The first class, when we like talked about the reactive system, I was like, this woo-woo horoscopy bullshit is out of control. I was like, what the fuck did I just pay for?
Just so you know, there's no horoscope.
No, but all hairdressers love horoscope shit, so I like thought it was related.
We talk about is consciousness. We go into reactive system. Like, we don't talk about anything physical. No hourly pricing. No, I know you all want that, but the first thing you do in coaching is your coach needs to know what your reactive system is and what sets you off.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I was big mad about it. And I think
it's your favorite thing to teach, though, now.
It's my favorite thing to teach now. And I think the first like official conversation that you and I had when I signed up for coaching, you were like, oh, it's time to leave that salon. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's not what I want to do, even though it was totally what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right? But I was like, I don't know what I thought.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's too scary. And you're like, oh yeah, it's time to fucking go.
That's hilarious. Like, when you were hearing the podcast, I also hear that people will say, I was listening and at first I didn't like what you were saying, but then I started to get it. What were the things that you were like, I get what they're trying to do?
Ask me that again. I don't know if I know how you mean that.
I feel like Franky's whole brand is being disruptive. So I think...
Is that what you liked about us?
Yeah.
Was the disruptive part?
Oh, fully.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing you were saying that I didn't like. I felt so validated and so seen and so like...
Where usually it's we've had people that sign up because we make them mad. And then they're like, well, I gotta see what this is about.
And but then after a while, they're like, but they're right.
Yeah.
It's like
But I think I
90% of our business.
But I love disruption. Like
Yeah.
I love being loud and all the things. So.
I would say that brings us to like, then we were like, we'd love for you to be a coach for us, because like not only did you do all the things and you were embodying it and loved all of the things we teach the way that we love it, you know, and that's what we want from our coaches, is like not to you to work for us, to work with us, like to be, your ideas matter. We want you to be just involved in the growing the company. And my favorite thing was just like you dropping the F-bomb everywhere, and like also like just being disruptive and saying what you speak, and like, but also being sensitive and loving. And
Can I share about your interview?
oh God, Drew.
Wait, what about my interview?
So when we
Do I
have
know this? I don't know if I know what you're about to share.
Okay, but it's fun anyway. So was it an interview or was it? Yeah, I think it was the interview. And
I don't know where he's going with
I think
it.
did Drew interview you at all?
Oh yeah, it was Drew.
Yes.
That's what I said, Drew.
So Drew he's our director of new business, but he
pre-interviews before.
Pre-interviews. And he'll give us his feedback before Sid and I interview someone who wants to be a coach. And he goes, loved everything about her. She said fuck a lot.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
We're like, yeah, that's the point.
We're like, yeah, we know that part. But he doesn't know
But
that
he
part.
didn't know.
Yeah.
And so
Now he does. Now
It's so
on
funny.
brand. It was so on brand. It was so funny.
That's so funny. I'm so proud of me
He's
for
like,
like
she
not
said
holding
fuck
back.
a lot. Like he was like alarmed. He was worried.
Perfect.
But it's funny because I think, that you use that word in such a funny way because you are one of the most thoughtful people I think is on our team. You're very conscious. You're very thoughtful of what you're going to say.
you digest everything before it comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, not like me.
Mm-mm.
And you have a company that's the name is so intense. What made you want to name your salon? What made you want to use fuck in the name of your salon? What is that?
Ooh. So it started as like I would just like say it to people on the street, or people would say it to me and they'd be like, oh my God, I fucking love your hair.
Yeah.
And so then I started making like stickers.
The hashtag.
This is like before there was the Instagram or any
Yeah.
of the things. I would just make stickers or just like cards. And
That's
I
how we
just
know we're in
wanted
the
to like
90s.
make, it's real. And I just wanted to like make someone's day,
Yeah.
right? Because like you feel so fucking
So you would
good.
like hand them out? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Like I would just walk around Chicago and I would just always had like a stack of them in my back pocket.
I can totally see that.
And I would like,
You need to do
my
that
favorite
again.
is people who are like eating outside. I'll just like slap one down on the table and keep walking.
I love that.
And I always like love kind of hearing someone's reaction like after I walked past.
She's handing it to like 10-year-old children.
Frank, you have to do that again. I mean, that's brilliant marketing. I love
And
it.
so like that's
I
how it
think you have to
started.
bring
And
that
I think I still do it. I have stickers. I
Oh,
always
good,
have
good,
them with me. Yeah. And I think like fuck for me is more of a passionate, like all of my energy is in this. It's not aggressive, but I don't not love that it's aggressive. And like friendventories some people who I don't want in my business.
yeah. It sets a boundary.
Like there's a lot of people that are like, well, do you do kids cuts? And I'm like, if
Does
it's
it fucking sound
cool
like I do
with-
kids cuts?
with like fuck being everywhere with you, I don't care. But then people
I
are
think that's more on you.
Yeah.
I think
right.
that's more your decision.
I'm like, that's a you thing. Like, whatever. But it's really about that. It's the things that I do with my whole heart and my whole body and like my whole thing. And
It's true.
like I'm not fucking around.
I love
What
that.
made you, obviously we wanted you to become a coach, but what made you think, yeah, that's a path for me, especially with DTH, because we're so specific.
I think, one, I feel like I've been a teacher for my whole life. Like I was the kid that always had like all the littler kids around me in the neighborhood. To the point where I was like free babysitting because latchkey kids in the 90s. But
You like didn't know you were babysitting, but you were.
didn't know,
Yeah.
fully was.
For free.
And I've always felt really passionate about it. I mean, even, early days of my career when I connected how fucked beauty school is and how you just know nothing. All you know is a couple of foils, a perm rod, and 40 volume. And you're like, go
we'll figure that out now.
But don't do them
Fly.
together.
But don't them together. Don't glycolate your bleach.
I remember in beauty school, they would use big scientific terms to make it more serious. I'm like, so just don't mix bleach and perm solution together is that what you're saying?
They're like, well, sodium hydroxide. I'm like, what? So I like when I was in the first salon I worked at, I very quickly became kind of like this little bird carrying everyone under my wings and trying to like kind of protect people from experiencing the same pains that I experienced because it was unnecessary that I experienced some of those pains. It was just like bad design, bad education, bad delivery of information.
Bad leadership.
Really things. So I think I was so flattered. Like I think from the start of coaching to like opening up my own suite, before that, like my self-esteem and self-confidence was non-existent.
Yeah.
And so going through that process and building my self-esteem and learning how to take risks and learning how to grow in such a different way than I'd ever been taught. I mean, I was like, oh, duh. Like I would fucking love to teach that to other people.
Yeah.
Like, that just makes sense.
We are proud to introduce you to Hairstory. Hairstory is known for their clean and safe ingredients, but did you know that they have one of the best affiliate programs on the market? You can earn 25% on all sales when your clients use your custom Hairstory link, plus receive money on your purchases made by hairdressers you refer. For clients, they will receive 15% off their first purchase using your link. Need back bar? No problem. As a Hairstory Pro, you will unlock generous back bar pricing. Ready to try New Wash for free? Visit hairstory.com/DTH to get pro access today.
What were some of the things that you learned as a student that helped you, build that confidence, but also just kind of like change the way you view the salon industry? Because I think I don't know about everyone else, but I've thought about leaving the salon industry multiple times.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, I'll just go back to school and like, I don't know what, but I would just do something else. What did you learn as a student that you were like, okay, I can stay here because I can see this new way of thinking, which is kind of what we're trying to do. But what was that for you?
That for me, like I was so siloed. Like the salon that I worked at is very based on competition. So it's very like,
Disguised as community
for sure. And unfortunately, because I think they really do think it's community.
Yeah.
Because inside
they
of the
are
walls,
by definition a community.
A competitive.
But it's just a competitive community.
Right.
It's just Fight Club.
My brain heard you say Spike Club, and that's what it is.
That too.
But I was so siloed, and I think I didn't make friends with anyone outside of the salon.
Yeah.
So my world was so small, and learning that it's not just that.
So you had Stockholm Syndrome.
Dang.
We've been talking
Damn,
about that
Gina.
a lot.
We did a few episodes today.
Yeah.
So,
How's Stockholm Syndrome going? Like, this is the way you do it, and this is how it is, and this is what the hair world is. And then you
and we're over
then
here
you
like,
come
but what
out
if
of
it could
and
be
you're
like this?
Oh. And then you're like, that person down there is doing this, and they're not even good at it, and they're making tons of money. And that person over here is doing that. Yeah, like
Don't you point that at me.
we get stuck. Even in DTH, I think sometimes I'm like, I don't think we have to keep repeating ourselves. I think people got it. And then you go to a salon, you're like, oh, no.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they don't. They don't got it.
Yeah. The amount of people on like my social media videos that'll be like, what the fuck is gendered pricing?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? It's 2023, dudes.
Let's get
And I'm
into
like,
social media.
Yeah, right, you forget. Because your community, I think any kind of community is going to silo you a little bit. But
for sure.
I unknowingly was siloed, right?
Yeah.
Because I like making
you didn't
friends.
choose the silo in which you were siloed.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think I like felt like I wasn't allowed. Like other hairdressers in Chicago were like the enemy. But no one ever said that to me.
It was
It's just
unspoken.
It's
what
like
it
we all
was.
hang out, but we all know we're
Secretly, like,
yeah. And then like if you work for this salon and they have beef with that salon, like it's It's literally
It's like
gangs.
sports team.
It's the gangs of New York.
Yeah.
It is like
the gangs of
sports
Chicago.
teams. Yeah. Where it's like, and then if someone goes to another salon, they're like, well, they'll see how much we built them up when they fail over there. And it's just like, it's so wild. So,
By the way, I've never heard of anyone going, I failed, can I come back? I've never heard that.
my former boss, like all of her favorites that would leave, she would constantly talk about the day when they were going to come back.
And then,
You're like,
did they ever come back?
Still
One
waiting.
has.
One.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you wait long enough.
Maybe.
I guess
Cycle back.
Trends come back around.
Yeah, I guess
You're
you
like,
wait.
I love triple booking. Let's go back to a la carte pricing.
It's nostalgic.
Actually, that leads me to my next question. So you opened a salon. Did you feel that your coaching set you up to do this differently? Do you feel like you had a different type of support? And would you have done this without coaching?
I don't think I could have without coaching and with my whole like group of like everyone that was in my like cohort with Sid. Like I had never experienced people wholeheartedly supporting me and with like nothing to gain from it.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
You just give me goosebumps.
I mean, but for real, like, right, anyone that I like in the salon I worked at that I like mentored with or like tried to become friends with, they were always trying to get something from me.
Yeah.
Right. It was always like learning this thing that I do, or it was always for me to like teach them something or give them something.
Yeah.
And that group was truly the first time in my entire life that I had people who like wanted nothing but for me
Have you
to
seen
succeed.
that TikTok meme where it's like, Lightning McQueen? And they're all cheering it? That's us. Like,
I
we're
really
the...
did feel like that.
I've never seen that.
It's
But I'm-
it's basically...
I'm hoping it was a good experience.
It's so cute. It's basically like this. I can't explain it over air, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But it's literally like,
you know.
it's like a way to show like the people support.
Just Google Lightning McQueen.
On TikTok. Don't Google. Just go to TikTok and Lightning McQueen trend.
The new Google.
That's
new
how,
Google.
That's how Franky
That's
felt.
how Franky's salon is blowing up from TikTok.
As a student, what was Franky like?
This.
What is this? Describe
I
this.
mean, I don't think anything, everything we teach in coaching is like you share through your experience. And I think you experience this program wholeheartedly. Like I said earlier, like you're doing the things, you're walking the walk, talking the talk. And so now that she has students, it's so great because you still come to me with things like, and I love it because it's so elevated and like your coaches are still, like for everyone out there, like all of the coaches that we have on our team are still being coached by David and I. David and I are still being coached by our coaches. Like no one's allowed to not be coached.
Yeah, you
because,
can't
I mean,
lead
you
without-
So I don't want to go back to that life,
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
like-
honest.
I can't imagine. I mean, we wouldn't have the business we have that, like and then we wouldn't have you working in this business if we didn't have our coaches. So it all trickles down. So
you opened your salon and you're full DTH. What is your favorite method to like teach your employees that you have? Like, what are you excited to give them method-wise? Because when you have a DTH salon, that doesn't necessarily mean you have DTH students working for you, obviously.
Right.
So you're teaching these other students over here, but you're running a salon the DTH way over here. But the people that work for you aren't necessarily DTH people. So it's kind of a funny mix. But what are you excited to give to people that have no idea what you're doing?
It's the foundations classes.
Say that.
the love and hate.
The reactive system.
The thing she hates
Yeah.
the most, she loves to teach the most.
I mean, isn't that
because
that's
it's so,
Franky?
it's
Yeah.
just so, and it's so on brand for me to be like, I fucking hate this, and then I'm like, okay, I secretly really love it.
David does that shit too.
But I like that, those concepts, and I remember, I was like, this woo-woo shit, and then
Just by the way,
was-
for people that don't know, she's talking about our foundations principles, which are the reactive system, emotional intelligence, and the vessel, which is when you start coaching, the first thing you go through, which I think shocks a lot of people.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it
Because
doesn't
we don't ever stop talking about it.
we don't ever stop talking about it, and it doesn't click.
Until like a year later.
I think it's a year.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
all of my students who have been with me through a year,
Yeah.
they all have that moment where all of a sudden one day they're like, and I feel like it feels the same as when like coloring hair clicked for me.
Right.
And
It's
all
like
the
you were doing it
numbers.
before.
Right. And then like the first time like cutting hair really clicked with me, where all of a sudden it feels like
Yeah.
Everything was so hard, and then it all just makes sense.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
in one moment.
That's
You're
a
like,
great
there
way
it
to
is.
describe it. And you can't describe it other than, you get it. You got it now.
Yeah.
And you're just,
There's no way.
on the other side of the
Their
fence.
pupils get really big, and then it's
They
like,
dilate.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
I feel
fear, but
there's
also excitement.
There's this like calmness when it clicks for people.
Mhm.
Like a confidence, I think, sets in.
Yeah.
Like, I do know what I'm doing.
Yeah. And I think being able to look back at your like hindsight self of when you first started to learn that conceptually and you don't believe it or you don't think you have to do the things, right? Like
Yeah.
you're
I
like,
don't do
sure.
that.
It's called the yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
I know.
We really need to
Mhm.
get your anger under control. Yeah. How do I make more money? That's every.
so real.
So they're like, I don't want to post on social, but how do I make more money?
Yeah.
Well,
What's awesome is your team, you're teaching that internally. You're also teaching with your students, but you're talking about it on social media. So like then you're attracting a staff that wants to learn that and work in an environment like that. And then it just keeps this like, I'm making these hand gestures, but like it keeps spiraling. It's like this full spin of a circle that throws everything together, which is incredible.
And I'm just so excited to be able to, with my students and with my employees, to really help to shift some people's brains and like stop saying I'm sorry.
The fuck are you sorry for?
Explaining why your price is your fucking price.
Yeah.
For the love of God. Like my favorite answer when someone goes, wow, it's really expensive. And I go, yeah,
Thanks.
it is. How much are your kids' cuts? $175. Well, that's a lot for a kid's cut. I'm like, is it though? Have you ever cut a child's hair?
I think it's not enough.
I think it's not enough.
It is not enough. And I think that's the thing too, is it's so exciting to watch, especially coaches open salons, because it's such a higher consciousness of what it means to be an artist in the industry. What have you noticed about the salons around you that maybe aren't doing the same things? Or are they like wondering what you do? Are they curious about you? What's the response of opening a DTH salon in an area where maybe there isn't a lot of DTH methods being used?
I don't know if I know yet. I feel a little scared.
That's for another episode.
Yeah, I feel a
we'll
little.
check in 6 months.
I feel a little worried to find out, but also I feel proud to be a leader of something different, even if it makes
really are,
people
like,
mad.
Pioneering this in Chicago.
Like I feel really fucking excited to be like the first like multi-chair salon, right? There's a lot of like lofts, studios, booth rent babies, even like micro salons that are like 2 or 3 chairs that do hourly pricing.
Yeah.
A couple here and there.
prove,
And
like,
I try
this
to
works on a
find
big
them to
scale,
be like,
too.
hi, you can do it bigger. So
Yeah.
I'm always trying to like look for all those babes. But I hope people get mad. I mean, there's so many salons in Chicago that still have men and women's haircuts, even though Illinois
It's illegal here.
made it illegal, I think in like 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
Or people just, they call it like short haircut, long haircut. I'm like, that's
I'm not a
men's
fan
haircut.
of that. I know a lot of people do that,
Yeah.
but what's long and short
Yeah.
and medium?
So
What is
relative.
it?
Short could take me the same amount of time as
But
long.
like, what is the?
With a tape measure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we have it's between this inches and that
You have
inches
to bring out a yardstick.
Yeah. But I think because people's
to
brains,
whack people.
they want to be able to explain
They wanna
why the
justify it.
price
Right.
is to
It's
justify
for them,
it.
not the client. The clients will always just pay what you say. Like hairdressers feel like they have to overcomplicate and explain, and it's just like
It's hard to say. I charge $175 an hour because it's me.
because
It's easy to be like, well, let me get the tape measure out, and this is this is $175 an hour according to my tape measure, and I think that's why people also do like hybrid pricing, and they try to like do the add-ons and stuff. It's like they're trying to justify getting to that 175.
Right.
Whereas when you're working with DTH, there is no justification.
Right.
It's your time and what you value it at.
Yep.
And find the people that value your time as well.
Yeah.
It's easy intellectually. It's hard conceptually.
Yeah.
To like go in and actually do it.
That part I feel really excited about in Chicago too, because like hourly pricing is great for building trust.
Yeah.
Your full disclosure, you're upfront with how much it's going to cost. People who are buying things fucking love that.
Yeah.
Before I go buy something,
And
if someone bait and switches me at the register and then it's more, bye, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And this a la carte add-on thing, like all of that, like it breaks so much trust. And then you leave it up to a receptionist who doesn't give a fuck about your client. No offense.
No.
But like, they're just going to charge whatever because that's
Or
their
the
job.
client's denying something you really need.
Or
you
if
know?
you've worked at salons like I've worked at where the front desk and the owner are in cahoots.
Yeah.
And like, so like you bring them up to the front desk, but the front desk has been
They're
told
like,
to do something
"Franky."
else. Have you ever worked for something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they would like try to sell your clients all this fucking retail
So
and
then
shit.
there's mistrust happening internally.
And then my clients would be like, can you just check me out?
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Not allowed.
I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've had to say that.
I think one, if you want to make money in the salon industry, owning a salon is a great way to do that. Two, if you want to make an impact in the salon industry, owning a salon, great way to do that. And three, if you want to teach and mentor, I know that being an educator is a big thing, but if you're a salon owner, you're stepping into that role as well. And it's even in a more impactful way, in my opinion, because it's not that it's free. Or it's being paid for because they work for you, but it's leadership, not just cutting hair. And it's like you get to show someone how to be human in the industry.
Yep.
And our examples so far have been really bad.
Yeah.
Not all of them. There are good people out there that are running good shows.
For sure.
Unfortunately, those people get taken advantage of. That's a whole other problem.
Next episode.
That's another episode.
But that's what I'm most excited about is like all the coaching that everyone is getting and then going out into the world and like revealing it. Like, this is what it is. This is how it could be. Not that it's not going to be hard. And then there's not going to be things that are like, what the fuck do I do in this situation? But that you're in a space where you get to figure it out. And then you're working for a company that you can say, hey, this happened. Let's think tank solutions.
Yeah.
That's what's exciting for me.
Yeah.
To have everyone opening salons.
It's really fucking exciting.
Critical thinking.
It's
together.
the right thing. We always do a little jingle sometimes. You know. You've listened to
I've
me.
never noticed.
Last thing I want to ask you. Well, I have 2 questions left.
Okay.
What would you say to people who think Destroy the Hairdresser is a cult?
Ooh. It is.
Great answer. Great answer. And the second question is, what would you teach someone? What would you say to someone?
You sound like me.
He's Irish all of a sudden.
What would you say to someone?
I just snorted.
Whose horse is this?
Stop.
Josh and I, like, we don't say 3, we say tree. Tree.
I mean, you're in Chicago. 1, 2, tree.
Oh,
a couple
you
of 2 tree coats of paint.
2
You're in the
tree.
land of 2 tree.
It's true.
There's a lot of Irish people here, aren't there?
For sure.
Okay.
Oh my
What
God,
was I
crying.
saying?
You had a second
my
question.
last question is, what would you say to someone who's listening to our podcast for a while and they're like you, they're like, I listen to the podcast and I've gone to the website and I don't know what to do and how to, like, what would you tell that person today?
I feel like this is a cheesy,
Book a discovery call for Franky.
this is so like a cheesy phrase, but it's so real. But like, you miss 100% of the chances that you don't fucking take.
I love that phrase.
And just fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's from Kate Kent
Kate
and
Kent
Rachel
and fucking
Radford's
Rachel Radford.
single.
Just fucking do it. There's nothing to it. Then you got to get like the Jack Black. Just fucking do it. Like, that's my favorite part of that video that they made.
Look how much fun we have here at Destroy the Hairdresser. It can't
It's
be a
real.
cult.
Look
It's
at
too
us.
fun.
Look
Yeah.
at us.
No one gets hurt over here. Franky, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
We're happy to be in your hometown.
Next time on Destroy the Hairdresser, the podcast. If you're a barber, it's okay to only do cutting.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you decide that
But
you're not doing barbering,
if you're a female who opens a all cutting salon, it's all of a
you're
sudden
the devil.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
that's just society
yeah, it's
beating
like,
down on
wow,
women.
what is she doing?